All right. Welcome everyone to the Package Group weekly retrospective for February 21st, 2020. And to kick off with what went not so well is Tim.
Thanks, Dan. I would say I somewhat regret rambling during our CI/CD strategy discussion. It would have been nice to use that time for more questions and feedback, but once I got started, it was hard to stop. So I gotta try to do better next time. And GG's next. I could read for him. The Composer MR is stuck with some bugs and some open questions. I think it's focused around instance level versus project level and how uploads work. On to Nick.
Yeah, so for me, I thought I was progressing well on some MRs, but then I ended up dealing with a bunch of Rails code, and that kind of slowed me down. I don't mind that. I just need to get better at Rails and like devote some time to knowing what things do. Thanks to everyone that's helped me though, because I have reached out to a few people. And then just to follow up on reflection, like one of the MRs, I probably should have split into two. One focusing on back-end changes and the other focusing on front-end changes. But right at the start of the MR, it didn't feel like the back-end was going to be a very big change. And the change was going to be really, really good as well. So I guess I just got caught up in the excitement of doing the change. That's it. Over to Dan.
Thanks, Nick. I haven't, well, when I wrote this, I hadn't yet created the epic for starting on GraphQL work for Package Group. And then I went and was like, why don't you just go do it now instead of just writing down that you totally didn't? So I totally went and did it. I don't think that epic is perfectly written out or anything. So I'd certainly appreciate help from everybody, including, you know, Tim and Ian, if people have the time to put in that would be awesome. This is aligned with one of my OKRs, so I would like to try to make some good progress on this during this quarter. Started working on bug and container registry, but haven't got it working up yet. It feels frustrating to me, probably completely expected, but still frustrating. I have a heap of strategic things that I want to work on, but I end up working on the tactical more. This gets me out of flow and makes it hard to focus on longer term initiatives. It probably sounds familiar to engineers. So that's it for me. Over to you, Steve.
This week, I just have a lot of open MRs that are just not moving quite as fast as I had originally hoped. I created a bunch of like really small MRs thinking like, oh, it'll be one day. But some of them were blocked, some of them had slower reviews. And so just a little disappointing on that front. David?
Thank you. So I picked up a Maven issue. I should have put the link of the issue. Opened the MR and such, and I was not able to reproduce the issue. So I have now the MR that is open for nothing. So it's the second time that happens with a Maven issue. So I guess I should take the habit of checking the issue and try to reproduce it first for the Maven things. Over to Heli.
Right. Yeah, I've just noticed I've been like tunnel visioning on development stuff and not maybe once a week or so not doing like the async issue updates or the stand-ups on Gitbot, and I just want to head that off at the pass because that's not a great behavior to start doing. Over to Jean.
So despite the average 80% performance improvement on the tag delete process, the bulk destroy action is still one of the worst performing ones in GitLab. The good news is that right now it's not every day. There is a channel where it is shared the slowest ones, and it's only appearing in some days. But yeah, it's a bit frustrating, but there is nothing else we can do right now. On to Tim.
And for what went well, the release post is nearly done, although there's a failing pipeline right now that's giving me some stress. It's gone fairly smooth so far, and I got to learn a lot about what other stages are working on, which was really cool. I made good progress on the naming conventions problem validation, and I think I'm going to try and use our coffee chats next week with people to prep some of the questions that I've been working out, just to ask for some feedback before starting to interview the community. And it was good after being so focused on the release post for like the 5 days straight. I had a good sync session with Dan and Ian separately, and felt good to get back into the package stage work. So now I'll read for Gigi. The PyPI investigation moved fast and seems like it's going to be straightforward to implement the MVC. And we got a few MRs merged this week. And on to Nick.
Yeah, so same for me. I had a few MRs merged at the beginning / middle of this week, 3 I think in total. It was also nice to see some of my ideas. I wrote up issues for various things get a little bit of traction, and other members on the team sort of saying that they like the ideas and then being able to move those forward. That was really cool. And then, yeah, so to finish it off, like, especially today, I've learned a bunch of Rails this week, which is great. And yeah, thank you to David for all the time that he's sort of given me to help out with Rails, and to Joel as well for the work in the, I can't remember what it was, the container icon. There was a few things that he pointed out there, which was really helpful to get that MR moving forward as well. Over to Ian.
Yeah, so this week was great. I got to have a face-to-face dinner with Nico and his significant other, which was really exciting. And it's always fun to meet everybody in person when usually they're, on the screen and that's all. Tim mentioned this earlier, but we had an old school think big with just the 2 of us, which was really nice, and got to focus on some strategy and think a little bit farther out, which was fun and felt kind of retro and old school. And then we kicked off some work to create some iconography for the package stage. So a container logo, a tag logo, image logo, etc. So we got to move those forward. Over to Steve.
This week, I was able to get 3 different 12.9 issues, code complete and sort of mostly into review, creating a whole bunch of MRs. So that was very exciting. And overall, it just felt very sort of in the groove, and was able to push a ton of changes while still having time to do some well thought out reviews and then catch up on other things as well. Dan?
Thank you. Sorry about that. Yeah, started working on container registry issue and happy to be writing code. That's the flip side of the slightly I wish it was done already problem that I put in, but not what went not so well. I'm so happy to be doing that. I'm looking forward to working on a front end issue and a Rails issue in the same way as the container registry. Dependency proxy is running in production. Thanks, Alex, for his hard work there. Alex has been really instrumental there. So it's really wonderful that we get support from our stable counterparts and the rest of the org. So thank you for the hard work. And we completed deliverables in all our deliverables in 12.8, which means we commit to more next time. So let's get some stretch goals. So that's pretty exciting though. Great work, everyone. It's pretty great that we're delivering like that. Yeah, I'll stop rambling. On to David.
So the search MR for NuGet has high chances to be included in 12.8 after all. So that's great. And I got several things merged since the last retro, and I counted 8 merge requests. So, woohoo! And also this first week into 12.9 gave me the impression that we are going really, really quick on the issues, at least for the Rails backend side. So it feels nice. Over to Hedy.
Right. So got 6 MRs in this week, which is good because I don't keep track until like right before this meeting where I'm like, oh man, what am I going to say that went well? So that's always a nice surprise. been doing some work with garbage collection. I found an area where we can cache certain operations, and those numbers are looking very good, both in terms of we're actually using less memory with the cache, and it's actually going quite a bit faster. A little over an hour versus 3 minutes. So very pleased with that for GCS. On to Jean.
Yeah, so as I said, the tag delete improvements are looking great in production, and also the sweep performance improvements for GCS in the container registry are ready to be merged and also look great. And that's all.
Cool.
For that.
Yeah, so it doesn't look like we have any action items here that have been written out. Does anyone have anything that I'd like to suggest an action item on, or would anyone like to discuss any of the items that came up today? That's awkward enough. Cool. All right. Well, I'm going to end the live stream. And if people want to hang around and chat, they're welcome to. If they want to not hang around and chat, also welcome to do that. But thank you for everyone following along, who's following along at home. Hope everyone enjoys the rest of their day and their weekend that's coming up, which is quite exciting and is already here for some people in the world, I think. Yeah. So that's awesome. So thanks all. See ya.